Boom, there we go. All right, welcome everybody. This is Billy Scott. I hope you guys are fired up. We don't want to waste any more time. It's already 6:02 in my time zone. How many of you are excited to get some training? Excited to learn from the people who went out there and created the results in their business, and they're turning around and teaching you everything you need to know. Listen, if I were you, okay, it is time for you guys to really to go to the next level, and that's for everybody. I don't care if you're a intergalactic vice president. It doesn't matter. That's not really a title, but you guys get my point. Trainings, look, MMM, meetings make money, right? That's the presentations. But TTT, trainings take you to the top, guys. So you have to turn around. Trainings is what creates duplication. Trainings is what solves the problems, because we all come from different backgrounds and journeys. And so it's like putting puzzle pieces together as you build. And guess what? This is coming back to your trainings, whether it's online or in person, is where you get those puzzle pieces. That's where the whole picture comes together. And so we're so excited for putting this together for you guys so you can get everything that you need to get to the next level. If you're brand new, welcome to the family. If you're at the agent title and you haven't been promoted tonight, you're the most special group that we're doing this for, because the foundation of our organization is helping new people become field trainers. So if you're not a field trainer yet, guess what? You showed up to the right place to get exactly what you need. My name is Billy Scott. I'm part of the support team in the company. I'm one of the vice presidents. I'm here in San Francisco Bay Area. I live in Pittsburgh, California. Most people aren't familiar with that. It's Pittsburgh, no H at the end. So it's not like Pennsylvania, all right? And I got started with the company just over 2 years ago. I've been in the home business profession for 16 years, guys. But when people hear that, they're like, oh my God, that's crazy. It's amazing, and da-da-da-da-da. Did you know that you could be doing something for, let's say, 10 years and not have 10 years experience? What do I mean? Well, if you don't learn and you don't get the training, you don't have the right mentorship, 10 years could really be 1 year repeated 10 times. 1 year of experience, because if you keep repeating the same mistakes or you're not learning all of the lessons, then guess what? Then you don't get the results. And so I had some success. I had some promotions. I made some money in the industry, but I never really had a breakthrough until I came into this business. See, if you go to the gym, or if you get a gym membership, if you just sign up for a gym membership, guess what? Some of you heard me say this yesterday on the presentation, right? But if you just get a gym membership and you don't show up, you won't get any results. How many of you would agree? So just paying and getting started doesn't do anything for you. And then let's say you show up, but you're working out wrong, right? Then you're busy and you go home and you feel pain, but you're not going to get the right results in the gym. So guess what the two other things that you need in order for you to get the results in the gym? One, you need the right workout. In other words, the right system, if that makes sense. And two, what will help you go to the next level is if you had a personal trainer. And this business is the same way. Sometimes we could be busy, but not getting the results because guess what? We're not doing the right workout, or there's some pieces missing. And the second thing is, are we following the leadership? Are you following your personal trainer or your mentor and your support team? Does that make sense? That's what all of this is designed to do tonight, is bring all of those pieces together and help you get to the next level. So if you're excited, type in a fire emoji, right? And here's what we're going to do to start this thing and get right into it. Hopefully you grab something to take notes with. This kind of information is not what you just listen to, get excited, go to sleep, wake up, and then you forget it all by the morning. This is the stuff you want to capture. This is the notes you want to take, because you'll be teaching these principles to team members that you don't even have yet. But how can you teach them if you didn't take the notes? Does this make sense? So here's what we want to do. The first thing is I'm going to open up something. All right. All right, here we go, right here. So I'm going to open up my browser and introduce you guys to something. Some of you are familiar with, some are not. But here's the first thing that I do with every new agent. Now, this content will be changing pretty soon, because most of this will be available in the back office soon as corporate's updating the system. All of the documents will be there as well. But in the meantime, you can go here for yourself if you haven't, but also for your new agents. We have it's a page. This page is just specifically devoted to helping new people get started right. It's called feslaunch.com, okay? It's 3 short videos there. You can walk them through it, but the most powerful part of the process is when somebody in the support team goes through the launch document with that new agent. And I'm gonna show you the launch document in just a moment, but on this homepage, there's 3 videos here. The first one is a 4-minute video here that goes by our senior regional vice president, 7-figure income earner. Your new agents get to hear from him right away, right? It's a 4-minute video of him talking about the proper mindset that leads to success in the business. Video number 2 is also Senior Regional Vice President, Mr. Alfred Nixon, going over a 4-minute video on exactly what it takes to get their first promotion. So they're getting the mindset and the skill set. And then, of course, video number 3 is a 10-minute video that walks them through a highlighted video of the launch document. This is cool because it can get them to fill in most of the document, but I still want to come back around and make sure they understood it all and that we get into activity. Because filling in a piece of paper doesn't make you money. It's when you apply what's on the paper, okay? So that's important. The other reason why video number 3 will be helpful is for those of you that are introducing 3, 4, 5, 10 agents in a week. Guess what? This process helps streamline it to get most of that work done and help them get started right. You want to get this started in their first 24 hours, the same day they get started. If they have the time to do it right after they sign up, let's get right into it, because your new team members are most excited at the time they get started. All right, now on the top, I click on documents. On documents, there's a few simple documents here, but again, these documents are going to be shifting into the back office of our corporate back office soon. But the very first document is what we're focused on today, which is the launch document. This document is gold for your new agents. It is so important for us to get them the information and the guidance, the direction that they need to go out and get their business moving right away. Here's the goal. Our goal is to help new agents get promoted within their first 72 hours, okay? Listen, it's only 5 enrollments. Technically, a new agent can get promoted with 2 agents and 2 customers. We call it 2 plus 2. But then that plus 1, which gives them their 5th enrollment, is which gets their services free. So we'll break all that down in just a moment. But 2 agents, 2 customers. Anybody can do that. There's people. There was a lady who did it, not in my organization, but in the company. She did it in her first hour 2 weeks ago, right? She went field trainer in her first hour. So sometimes just as overthinking it or different dynamics. But we're going to help you all with that tonight. Now, if you've been in for more than 72 hours and you haven't went field trainer yet, here's what I found out. If you set a goal that's achievable and you don't hit it, it's either you're not doing the right things or you're not doing enough of them. So going field trainer, that just means we haven't talked to enough people yet, or we haven't done it properly. We haven't exposed them properly, because there's a right way and a wrong way to share FES with people. And that's why we put this together tonight. So tonight is more of a basic training. We're going to cover majority the basics. We'll give you some additional tips that can help you accelerate your business as well as close out this 4-week volume month. This is the last week of this 4-week volume month. And so we'll help you with all of that. But really, majority of the stuff you're going to be hearing tonight is the basics, because it's the basics that build a strong foundation. And then you can add some other stuff on top of that. That makes sense. All right. So let's get started. Now, the launch document here, again, it's a 2-page document. We're going to highlight both of them. And we're going to start. So as soon as a new person gets started, and then, by the way, if you're not a field trainer, consider today the first day of your business. All right. If you haven't went field trainer, you've been trying to go field trainer, or maybe you just signed up in the last couple of days, it's all good. It doesn't matter. You can hit the reset button on your business and say, you know what? I'm brand new today. I'm getting started right now. And now it's time to make it happen. All right. So here we go. Getting started right. Okay. It says you've made a great decision to start your FES business. With the help of your upline support team, use this guide to help you launch your business down the path of success. Let me see if I can get access to something. Okay, that didn't work. No worries. All right, the first thing we do is determine your why. Why did you join the business? So you want to identify that. If you haven't already, the first thing you have to identify is some strong reasons that's going to motivate you to do the business. And number 2, it's going to keep driving you even on the days you don't feel like it. You know, the people who make the most money in this business are the people who do the business even when they don't feel like it. See, commitment is doing what you said you would long after the mood you said it in has left you. So what are you committed to? So what's your why? Because your why, you're not committing to FES, you're committing to your why, and FES is what's going to help you achieve your why. So it says, what would extra income do for you and your family? And then that's your first goals, right? In the beginning, it's extra income. You know, what is that going to do for you, right? Or your family, or what is that going to do? Is it going to help you get out of debt faster? Is it going to help you go from renting to owning? The extra income, do stuff for your spouse, your kids, upgrade your vehicle, right? What is it? And so in the beginning, the extra income, but then it says, what does freedom look like to you? So your why, when you get a chance to write this down later, you're writing down the short term, which is the extra income, and what that's going to help you do. It can't just be the money. It's what you're going to do with it that's going to drive you. And then the long term, which is freedom, you know, time freedom. Is it retiring early, right? Retiring your spouse. These are the questions you got to get clear on. Now, the next thing we're going to do, next to that, it says important info here on the right side. I'll see if I can make it bigger. There you go. So on the right side, sorry, all right, on the right side says important info. So you're going to fill this in. Most of it is self-explanatory. Most of this is in your email. When you enrolled, you get a confirmation email, but your enrollment date, you also are going to write in your agent ID number. You'll use that for like when you call in the corporate and they'll ask you for it, things like that. Username, this is important for logging into your websites. Now, let me break this down. If you don't have your username, you can go ahead and get this later, but let me show you why you need your username. You see, you got two websites here, okay? The first website is your MyFES website. Here's what it looks like, okay? So on your website, this is mine, okay? Don't send people to mine because then I'm gonna get the credit and you don't want that, all right? So on your MyFES website, my website is myfes.net and then bscott3, right? So that's my username is bscott3. So you gotta find out what your username is because this is how you're gonna sign people up. Now, there's two reasons for this website. Remember, you got two websites. So the MyFES website is where you'll go to sign up agents and sell our other services. So here you go. If you look here where it says on the menu, business opportunity, guess what? That's where I would go to sign up an agent. And it says enroll now. They can get some nice information. All of this came with your 288. And so it's important when when you're sharing the business with people so they understand they're getting a lot with that money. But look, you click enroll now, voila, they go right here to the agent sign up page and they sign up. And they always choose the 288 option because that's the one that comes with the service and gives them full access to the compensation plan. We never sign anybody up for 249 because they don't get residual. They don't get a lot of perks and benefits. They don't get the R&R club. There's a lot of things they don't get, all right? So sign them up. They pay 288. One page of application literally takes 3 minutes to fill out, and boom, you got a new agent. Okay, now, over here where it says products, it has all of our products except the protection plan membership. That's what your second website is for. Okay, so products. This is, guess what? We have coming soon the protection plan plus. So that's some additional benefits coming soon. But in the meantime, if you want to sign up somebody who just wants the My Care plan, like just the will, the trust, the health, the power of attorney, that's the My Care plan. They can sign up here, pay one time. They can pay $4.99. You get paid one time, no residual, okay? Secure credit card, that's where you assign people up who just want a secure credit card. If you have businesses that want to purchase merchant services, they can enroll for that. And then rent reporting, how you always hear us talk about credit my rent. That would be purchased on your MyFES website. So that's the two things people can sign up for on your MyFES site is these extra services, or they can sign up as an agent right here. And then the last benefit, of course, is agent login. This is where you access your agent back office, okay? So you can go here and enter your username, your password, log in, and then you have access to all of the reports and seeing everything going on with your business, which is also included in your 288 investment, guys. So that's how your MyFES website works, okay? So you need your username at the end of myfes.net/ so you can have access to everything. Now, the second website is even quicker. This is where you go to sign up customers and access your services. So that website would be ucespp.net/ the same username, okay? And here's what it looks like. It looks really nice. So you go here, and again, don't send them to mine. I don't need the credit for your people, okay? So make sure you see your name when you pull up your website. They can go here, see a video. Look, the full video, 5-minute video of our protection plan. Here you go.
To keep your head above water?
All right.
Does it seem like your financial goal?
It's all there for them. Then it even has a full breakdown of each of the different areas of our service that comes along with it. Credit restoration and all the other benefits. It says what's included. This will give a more detailed breakdown. But the bottom line is, guess what? They sign up, they click enroll now right here, and the application pops right up. They sign up, and guess what? Right here, 188, enter their card info. 3 minutes later, you got a new customer, okay, guys? So now, the last benefit of this second website is, you see where it says log in? That's where you access your dashboard for your services. The key, one of the major keys to becoming, one, stronger in the business and increasing your belief And then also two, become a better at explaining, presenting the business is you becoming a product of the product. If you only signed up and you haven't activated any of your services, that's not good. And two, if you haven't activated most or all of your services, I didn't do all of mine the first day, but I did the first 2 or 3 services the first day. And then I learned about each of the benefits, right? Like for example, I'll show you real quick. You log in, your email is so here is different. Your email is your login, not a username. Your email, and then your password, last 4 of your social. You have access to all, and it says click on here for Protection Plan. Protection Plan Plus is coming later. You got access to your dashboard, and guess what? It shows you all of your benefits, that you've accessed them all. Before you access them all of these are gonna say take action, right? So make sure you become a product of the product. The most important sale you will ever make in FES is to sell yourself. There's a lot of people who immediately go out trying to sell everybody else, but they aren't even sold. And the definition of a sale is a transfer of belief. How can you transfer something that you don't have yet? So make sure you are using the services, guys. That will naturally take your belief up, and we call it raising the bar, BAR. Increase your belief, that's the B. That increases your activity, and then that increases your results. And when your results increase, guess what? Your belief increases, activity results. Belief, activity results. Raise the bar, guys. So make sure you're using your services. And now let's go back to finishing up the launch document. Okay, there we go. So once you have your websites, of course, your support team will also give you the contact name and phone number of your direct upline sales director and the first vice president or above in your support team. So guess what? If your sponsor's not available, you have access to reach out to the leaders in your organization. These are people making really good money. They've learned the business. They can help you with 3-way calls when you got somebody who needs help getting questions answered or you just need help closing. Guess what? You'll have that in there as well. All right, now let's go down to, next part of the launch document. Pretty sure I did something wrong. There we go. There we go. All right, so now we go down to the next part, which is talking about, I'm gonna go back here to the left where it says launch to get launched. We'll talk about that in a second, but let me go over here to the right side to break down the first goal. Your first goal is you write down your earning goal. How much extra income per month are you looking to earn starting out? So somebody might say, I wanna get to $1,000, okay? Then, okay, great. What's your weekly time investment? You gotta identify that so you can commit to it. You don't want to be sporadic in your business. Sporadic schedule, sporadic commitment leads to a sporadic paycheck. So identify, is it 10 hours? Is it 15 hours, right? Is it more? Is it less, right? You identify that and commit to that, okay? And you carve that time out on a weekly basis. Now, what's your goal date, right? By when do you want to earn that first 1,000 or whatever your first goal is? Now we go down to your first win, which is helping you get to field trainer. This is the foundation of our business. It's very simple. Now let's break this down. It's simple. The goal is to get you 2 agents. Here's you in the middle. Get you 2 agents and 3 customers, okay? Now, the benefits of that's called Strive for 5. 2 agents, 3 customers. Here's the benefits right beneath that. It says earn $380 for doing that. How do you earn $380? Well, remember, every customer you sign up for $188, you get $100 each. So that's 100 times 3 customers, that's $300 bucks. Also, how do you get that other $80? Well, when you're brand new, you're at the agent title. So when you sign up a new agent, you get $40 each. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, I thought I get $100 when I sign up a new agent. Well, the way it works is you get $100, you get $40 for enrolling the new agent. And then when we help that agent get 2 customers, or if you've signed up some customers, you can place them in your back office. You can place those 2 customers. That's what triggers the additional $60 bucks. You guys get it? So just for signing up the 2 agents, you're getting 40 each. You're getting 100 each for those 3 customers, a total 380. That's how that works, guys. Those other bonuses will still be paid to you when we help those agents get 2 customers. Now, the second benefit, you get promoted to field trainer. You go from 100 to 160. Third benefit, you get a return on your investment. So now you're in profit already for doing that. You turn 288 to 380. Where else can you do that? Well, legally, right? Anyways, all right. Benefit number 4. Qualify up to $100,000 for free life insurance. That kicks in after 3 months of being an agent. You have $30,000 in value. And then just for keeping your business active, this is why you never want to cancel your membership. Always keep your business active because more benefits kick in as you stay active. In fact, your life insurance increases every 3 months for the first year. So after 12 months, you have $100,000 in free life insurance. If your membership cancels or your business isn't active, you lose all of that, okay? Benefit number 5, your services are free after you've completed this, okay? And then the last part, it says duplicate. You go field trainer first, and then we turn around and just create a duplication, a field trainer factory of turning around and helping new people do that. That's how you keep moving up to the different levels in the compensation plan. So how are we going to help you achieve this first goal? All right, we're going to show you right now. The first thing we need to do is get you launched. The best way to start your business is to launch it. See, in network marketing, you can start your business or you can launch your business. Starting is one by one, trickle here and there, exposure, talk to this person here and there, send a message, make a call here and there. Launch your business is where you get this information in front of groups of people the right way, and it launches your business. This is how you get 5 people in one setting in one day, at 1 or 2 days, right? Here's how it works. So the best way to do is launch it. Host at least 2 in-home or online launches within your first 10 days. Work with your upline support team to help plan and invite these. So you want to book, after this, you want to book the time and date with somebody from your support team. Typically, you do these in-home. We got people in here right now that came from some of my first in-home presentation. It wasn't fancy. You know, I had chips, dip, and we did a matter of fact, we ended up having Alfred Nixon up in town to visit. We had 1 through 10 presentations. We didn't do a long PowerPoint or anything. We just had the 1 through 10 laminated presentation flyers presented. That led to sales director Percy Jones. That led to several other enrollments in that first one, and then we had several PBRs and since then, right? So now in-home is effective because it allows you to invite your local people over for a simple setting. Make it fun. I usually encourage a theme. You could do a wine and cheese party. You could do something light, simple, inexpensive. You could do tacos. You can do chicken or whatever, but you just invite people over. And then the online one is usually for people who don't live in your local area. They live long distance, or maybe their schedule just doesn't work for those first 2 in-home presentations. You have a backup online, right? So there's different ways you can do it. Now, those of you, there's some people here that you came into the business with a following online, and maybe you have experience online, you got a big following, you can launch virtually. So you got, you know what I mean? You got both options, and you want to use both, not one over the other, okay? Now, how do you invite? Here's an example of how to invite to them, whether it's online or in person. It says, hey, Mike, I only have a minute. I just partnered up with some very successful people, or you can say influencers. You can adjust the language a little bit to however you talk. They're launching a huge movement, and I thought about you. Do you know anyone that has less than perfect credit, or are you open to some extra money if it didn't interfere with what you're doing now? And then you pause, wait for the answer, and you say, listen, perfect. I can't promise you anything, but what are you doing? Today's Tuesday. So let's say it's tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's Wednesday. We got a webinar already in place. But what are you doing tomorrow at 6 o'clock? Listen, we have to get together for about 30 minutes. But it says we have to get together because that's typically an invite to an in-person presentation. Or if you're setting up a one-on-one, you go and meet them and go over the 1 through 10 flyer with them. So that's a sample of the invite. You can adjust it to your personality. You can also adjust it to what type of presentation you're inviting them to. All right. Now, the last 2 things on page 1, it says Facebook peak. So let me tell you my story. I didn't have a lot of experience or skills with online when I started in FES. I actually went 3 weeks of just doing the in-home and I actually didn't do anything in person my first 3 weeks. Everything, I had a game plan just like this. I made a list. I made a list of 50 people the first day. I reached out to 48 of them in the first two days, and by day 3, I had 5 enrollments. That's how it worked for me. I also went senior field trainer in 9 days. I went sales director in 3 weeks, and then I went online. Now, I'm not saying wait 3 weeks to go online. There was another reason I didn't go online because there could have been a conflict in my last company I was working with, so I didn't go online right away. So I didn't have a choice, and it was okay. I went sales director before I ever did my first Facebook post. Then I did my first Facebook post, and it created a new wave of leads and enrollments. So what we found out is not all Facebook posts are good or bad. Here's how to determine what you should post. If you have to question if it's a good idea, don't post it. Or check with your support team and say, hey, what do you think about this? Please do not just go posting stuff that you just thought was a good idea. Do not experiment because, again, you only get one chance at a first impression, and that's online or offline. So this is one that we found works well. It says right here, who needs to urgently improve their credit score? Comment I do below for more information. And everybody that says I do, guess what? You can follow up. Now, if you don't know what to say, what to do, guess what? You can create a group message for the people who say, I do. Go in Messenger, create a group chat with that person and somebody from your support team and say, hey, I saw you said you do. You wanted more information. I just learned about this program. It's pretty exciting, but I want to introduce you to my friend who's helping me. He can answer your questions or she can answer your questions. That's a simple way to do it until you get the skills. After you've seen us answer questions or respond to 5 or 10 people, you'll pick it up and you'll be able to handle most of them. Now, the last thing on this page is the support system from corporate. So agent support, you have, trying to highlight these, there you go. Agent support is their phone number. They're open Monday through Friday until 6 p.m. Eastern, and then email them when they're not open right here. And then they also have a training platform with even more information on all the areas of the business, you know, from the back office. You want to get better at understanding your back office, the comp plan, anything is all here at successwithfes.com. Okay, guys? Oh, it actually took me to the login. So that's where you will log in for successwithfes.com. And it's the same login info as your business office. All right. So let's go to page 2. This is a lot quicker. Now it's time to create your list. Who are you going to expose, right? Now, this is just how you launch your business, guys. I want to make that clear. This is just designed to help you launch and go field trainer or senior field trainer right away. There's other things you continue to do. You got to add more people and learn more skills in order to continue to grow and move up in the company, right? So this is just a simple way to launch. Now, your first list, it says create your list, get 10 in play right away. 10 in play means 10 people who say, of course, send me the information, or of course, I'll be at your event or your presentation, right? So 10 people in play, okay? It says your contact list is the foundation of your business. Start by identifying the first 20. First 20. Now, this isn't the 20 that's going to take you to vice president, all right? This is just the 20 to start sharing information with. With the help of your support team, identify the best approach on how to expose them to FES. Will it be a one-on-one? Will it be send them a video? Can they attend your in-home or virtual launch, etc.? When you've contacted them, you bubble in this bubble on the left. And that's how you can tell if you've exposed enough people, because if you got too many empty bubbles, then it's no wonder why we're not field trainer. And that's cool, because that just means we need to fill in more bubbles by contacting more people. Then on the right side, you fill in the bubbles based on what you've exposed them to. The first one is a video, because that's naturally what we usually send as the first exposure. After they've seen a video, we follow up and say, hey, was looking, you know, what'd you like best? And then when they say, I like this, I like that, I had a question about this, or how does this work? You say, here's the response to take them from a video to a 3-way call. Because most of your first enrollments in the beginning will come from 3 ways. More 3 ways equals more paydays. What is a 3-way call? That's where you take all of the pressure off of you answering questions and sharing info or presenting, and you introduce them to somebody in the support team on a 3-way call, like a sales director or somebody, a sales director or above. So a good way to transition from a video to a 3-way after they've seen the video or some kind of information is to say, you know what, that's a good question. I'm working with somebody who knows 100% of the information. Let me introduce you to him. Let me introduce you to her. Hold on one second, boom. And you get them on a 3-way call, and then let the expert step in, answer their questions properly while you learn, take notes, and get good at closing. That system, we call it PS3. P stands for peak interest, right? The S stands for send info, and then the 3 is a 3-way call. I'm going to show you guys visually real quick. One second while I share this, because this was what helped me. Okay, boom. So now I want to show you guys this system real quick, a little more in depth. The first thing, also learn edification. So edification, it says, edification makes the third-party person, tool, or event more powerful for you. So whatever you're edifying, what is edifying? Edifying means to speak highly of something or someone. It means to say some positive things so the person listens better or respects more. So edification gives better, it gives them more power. The second thing, always edify away from the person. When I do 3-way calls, and if I get the person to check out the video and they say they're going to be available right after in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I say, perfect, I'll give you a call back. I hang up, I send a text message to 2 or 3 leaders and say, hey, are you available for a 3-way call? So now the first person that responds, yes, that's who I'm going to do my 3-way with, right? Actually, I just send a text that says 3-way with a question mark. All right. So now I get the person back on the phone and I say, hey, hey, Mike, how's it going? Was looking forward to your feedback. What did you like best from what you saw? Mike says, man, this sounds crazy, man. I've been looking for help with my credit. I want to become a homeowner soon. But how does this part work? How much do you charge? How much, whatever question they ask. I say, man, that's a good question. remember I told you I'm brand new to this thing. I don't want to give you any wrong information, but I'm working with somebody that knows 100% of the information, and I love to introduce you to him. By the way, and this is where I edify before. So I've already got a text back from this person that said they're available for a three-way. It might be, Mark Williams, right? It doesn't matter. And I'm just naming one of the leaders, but he says he's available. I say, perfect. And I say, cool. Let me introduce you to Mr. Williams because he's actually, and I'll use these examples down here where it says the 4 personalities. When I'm edifying, I don't only put emphasis only on money, because what if money doesn't motivate them? So I use all 4. So I say, I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Williams. Not only does he know 100% of the information, see, that's number 4, but he's also made great money with the company. He's a lot of fun to work with, but more importantly, he loves helping people. Let me introduce you to him. You'll see how down to earth he is, and is a great person to talk to. Hold on one second. Boom. And then I'll click over. That's edifying away from the person. I don't want to get Mark Williams on the phone with the person. Now we're on three-way, and then say, hey, let me tell you about Mark Williams before you guys start. And then now the person, the leader is, they're nervous, and it's just weird, right? You're bragging about them while they're on the phone in front of them is weird, right? So do it first and then introduce them. Okay, guys? Those are the 4 personalities. If you have somebody who's motivated by money and you only talk about helping people, they're like, okay, cool. Like you guys are helping people, but I need to help myself. Can I make some money? But if the person's motivated by helping people, that's what drives them. Maybe they're a pastor. Then you don't only want to talk about money. So learn all 4 of these. That's edification. Here's the second slide, and then I'll go back to wrap up the document. This is an idea of what the process looks like. Remember I said if you're not field trainer yet, you're either you haven't exposed enough people or you haven't exposed them properly. So this green box at the top shows you your list, okay? Your list is green for a reason because that's where your money comes from. And 2, it's green because it should always be growing, all right? So in the beginning, you want to make a list as big as possible, and we'll give you some last tips in a minute on what to do with that. But your whole goal is to take the people from your list or these leads that you get. These referrals are leads from online. It doesn't matter. Online or offline, you're taking them through a similar process, okay? So the first thing you're doing, your goal is the peak interest. So when I reached out to people on my list when I first started, I reached out and I said, hey, Mike, man, glad you answered. How's it going? How you been? Man, great. Me too. Listen, well, I had to give you a call. I only got a minute. But I had to give you a call because a good friend of mine shared something with me that I'm really excited about, and you're one of the first people I wanted to get feedback from. And I paused. That piques his, he's like, what? What is this about? I didn't say FES, I didn't say credit, nothing. And he says, well, sure, that's peak interest, right? And he says, well, what is it? What do you need me to do? And I said, well, let me ask you a question. How many people do you know that have less than perfect credit? Or how many people do you know that need help improving their credit? How many people do you know with less than a 750 credit score? I just ask a question. Questions is what piques interest. He says, well, first of all, me, I need help with my credit. And I know a lot of people. Why? What's going on? That's peak interest. So I took a person from my list, piqued their interest. Now I'm setting up the tool, exposing them to a tool. A tool is anything that can explain FES besides you speaking, right? So he says, well, what is it? How does it work? What do you need me to do? And I say, great. Well, so I'm brand new to it. My friend just shared it with me, but there's a video that explains it a lot better. Or you could say, well, I'm having something at my house on Thursday. So you could lead that to an invite to a live event or a tool. You guys get it? But the bottom line is let's say it's a tool. I say, well, the video is it's only 8 minutes. I'm going to share with you. It'll explain it a lot better, but I just would love to get your feedback on this right away, man. And they say, cool, send it over. And I say, perfect, looking forward to it. You're checking it out right now. It's only 8 minutes. And like, yeah, I got time, send it over. So I send the tool and I say, cool, I'll call you in 15 minutes. And now I'm setting up the follow-up, which is step 3. And it says 3 to 5 because sometimes you have to follow up an average of 3 to 5 exposures before somebody's comfortable enough to get involved. You guys get that? So sometimes we're sending information, we send the video, and we're waiting for people to sign up, waiting for the enrollments to roll in. We post a Facebook post or Instagram post, and we're just waiting like, all right, cool, Vice President is on his way. No, that's only step 1. Write this down. Exposure is everything, but fortune is in the follow-up. And so what do you mean 3 to 5 exposures? Well, that first video is 1 exposure. Maybe they saw 2 videos. That's 2 exposures. A 3-way call is 3 exposures, right? And you see 3-way as part of the follow-up. But then maybe they're not ready yet still. Maybe they got to get the money, whatever the case. So now I invite them to a webinar. That's 4 exposures. They're still not ready? Goodness, all right. And then you just follow up and drip on them. And this is why I add people on my social media, because if they've had 3, 4, 5 exposures, haven't signed up yet, if they're following me, they're seeing my posts, my testimonials, right? A testimonial might also be an exposure. But usually by exposures 3, 4, or 5, usually they're ready to enroll. Some people still aren't. It is what it is. Move on to the next person, okay? All right. Now, the last step, enroll them as a new agent or customer. And then for agents, you start that process all over. Make a list and then take them through that process. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys to clear up what it looks like to properly expose people, and also to properly, let me see, I'm trying to, okay, here we go. Also to properly, you guys see my stuff? Okay, new share, here we go. We're almost wrapped up. So, all right. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you guys, it says you see it. Can you guys see my screen, the launch document? I can't see anything. Oh, here we go, the chat. You guys getting, you guys see my screen? Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm wrapping up the last section on the bottom of the page, because this document, this is the introduction of this document to a lot of people that are brand new or haven't been around for a while. This is gonna be the flow that it's gonna be natural, it's gonna be second nature, it's just gonna be the thing, right? That we do with new agents right away. So closing out is the rest of the process of what it looks like. So 7-step system, it says, this is the more detailed breakdown of the process you take people through. It says step 1, promote, which is in make a list, use the scripts, and basically start the conversation, right? Pique their interest, that's promote. Number 2 is expose. So allow people to see the information or hear it or experience the products or services. Number 3, get a response. That's the follow-up. Use the 3-way. Step 4, enroll them. Step 5, get their services started. Step 6, start right, which is the launch document. And then step 7 is get trained, which is the ongoing training. And then on the right side at the bottom, sorry guys, this is okay. On the right side at the bottom, it has the checklist, new agent checklist. We want to make sure they're following these steps. It says activate their services, bubble that in. Have they been added to the Alliance group or Teams group on Facebook? Add that in. Schedule their first launch. Boom, they just did that. First Facebook post. Create the master list. Okay, so what we found out to go field trainer, we got to expose about 25 people properly in order for them to be able to have enough people. That number could adjust. Some people could go out and talk to 10 people and sign up 5. Why? Because those people usually have more influence and they have a following. Maybe they've been successful. There's different reasons why people have him. Maybe they're a pastor or a leader and people trust them and they sign up right away. Then there's some people who get to field trainer right around 20, 25 people. Some of us might have to expose 30 or 40 people because we're brand new to business, have no following, you know what I mean? No influence on outside of the business or inside. So make a list. You go after your initial launch, you go back, let's say after a week of being in the business or so, even after a few days, after you go field trainer, whatever it is, then you create your master list. That's your real list of people. Should be a minimum of 100 to 500 names. That starts with your cell phone. That starts with your online contacts, so forth. Then it says watch the videos at FES Launch. There's some videos that are the ones we talked about, those first 3 videos. And then it has Listening to Making the Shift video by Darren Hardy. It's a personal development audio. He's a legend in the industry, owner of Success Magazine now. But if you go on feslaunch.com and click on training, the video is right there. And then attend your first live event. When you sign up in FES, you're in FES. But when you go to your first live event, and really when we say live, we mean big event, a convention, that's when you go from just being in FES to FES being in you in terms of your belief. You come back home bulletproof. People can't stop you. The little things that bothered you don't bother you anymore. And then every Sunday, we all meet up on the phone call, on our team call, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Guys, that is the launch process. This process should take about 30 minutes to 45 minutes on average, sometimes a little bit more, but it's worth it. I'd rather invest 1 hour in a new agent so they can then return with their success of becoming the next sales director in the organization. All it is taking 1 step back to take 2 steps forward because we want to make sure we get people started right. With that said, guys, listen, I have the honor of bringing on, we have a couple of people lined up that's really about to help you guys I hope you got a lot of value already. But we're just getting started. That's just the basics. Can you believe that? So I see some people's comments, this training's already helpful. That's just the launch document of getting started right, and also how to take people through the exposure process. But I want to bring this gentleman on. I know a lot of you have already gained a lot of value from not only his success, his story, his skills, but you guys most of you haven't even had a chance to really hear him train and help you grow in your business. And so I'm so glad that we get a chance to bring him on tonight for exactly that reason. This gentleman only came on board 2 months ago, became an executive sales director, has been promoted 5 times, definitely one of the next vice presidents in FBS. But he has some skill sets and just really the experience and the track record for helping people grow. And so I get the honor of bringing him on to share more on the system, as well as getting started right, and more importantly, what he did when he got started that led to him becoming a sales director his first week, and now an executive sales director and 6 weeks later. And so with that said, let me move out the way and bring on this gentleman, Mr. Gerardo Ibarra. Are you on with us?
Absolutely. How's it going, Billy? Can you hear me well?
Yes, sir. We see you and hear you loud and clear.
All right. Definitely want to give it back to Billy. Awesome information, brother. I consider myself a student at all times. I'm always learning, and I learn a lot from you, brother, so I appreciate your time. Guys, are you guys ready to take your business to the next level? You want to make sure right now that you have your pencil, your pen ready, because some of the information that I'm going to be sharing with you tonight, it's not that I shouldn't share it, it shouldn't be all together in one place. Why do I say that? Well, because this information is based on years of research. I took many losses, I took many falls to be able to come across this information, and you guys are just going to get it for free here tonight. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I have a message for you guys. I have a message for all you guys that are just starting off. Maybe it's your first message, it's your first business. So I'm going to go ahead and shed some light on what you can expect, guys. So, guys, right now, what you want to know is that you want to set yourself up for success right from the start, okay? And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. If you get this part wrong, I can tell you with 100% certainty that you're not going to be in a good place. You see, I've been in the industry for 6 years. I've dealt with tens of thousands of team members. I have trained thousands and thousands of team members. So, I've seen some of my friends become millionaires, like the gentleman you're going to hear from in just a minute, Mr. Alfred Nixon. And I've also seen people who join my team, and by the next day, guess what? They're gone. They're not picking up the phone. It's like they went into the witness protection program, right? So I believe that if I tell you up front the most common pitfalls, the most common reasons why people don't make it in this industry, I feel that I can help you avoid giving up. I feel that I can help you avoid making those mistakes. Because let me tell you something, guys. People don't fall on purpose. You don't just fall and trip on yourself. You see, people that are making those mistakes, it's not that they wanted to make them. It's that, right now, guys, if this is your first time in business, you're trying to understand something that you've never done before, right? You've never owned a business before. Maybe you've never even been in sales before. So, my message to you today, guys, is that I am asking you to give yourself a fair chance to succeed. That's all I'm asking. And the way you're going to do that is by having the right expectations. So what are those expectations? Because if you've never been in business before, then you don't know what to expect because you haven't done it. And the problem is that people have this made up vision in their mind, made up expectations that are, they're holding it against their business. Like, hey, if this doesn't happen, if I don't get a return on my investment, by the time that I got to pay my $89 a month again, it doesn't work. It's a scam. I'm spending money. I'm wasting money. And that is playing yourself. That is not giving yourself a fair chance to succeed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you real numbers because I was fortunate enough to, be able to, I've dealt with massive leads. I'm talking about my inbox has been flooded to the point where I couldn't keep up. So I understand how many messages how many people do I need to talk to make one sale? How many people how many leads, how many phone calls? And the reason why I'm telling you that is because most people, they have a number in their head. They speak to 5 people and they feel like, wow, everybody said no. Nobody wants to join my business. It's not real. It's too hard, right? It's just you haven't seen the right numbers. So before I proceed, guys, I'm asking you for one thing. Erase any idea, any expectation that you have of this business out of your mind, right? Because you have this made up expectation that nobody has confirmed. It hasn't been validated. Nobody told you that what you're thinking is how it should be, right? And I'm gonna give you an example. It's a very common one. So I had a guy call me the other day. He's like, hey, Gerardo, so I'm trying to join the team, bro. I work in a manufacturing plant. I've been for 20 years. I'm getting paid $20 an hour. So in my head, I'm doing the math. I'm like, okay, he's making about $800 a week in a month. That's about $3,200, and he's working full time. So we're on the phone, right? And then I asked him, hey, so how much money do you want to make in your first month? He straight up said $5,000. And I'm like, okay. And how many hours are you willing to work to get that, to make the $5,000? And he says, bro, to be honest, I work a lot, so I want to say 10 hours. So, I dropped my phone, I fall off my chair, and I'm just joking. So, I told him, look, bro, so you're telling me that you want to make $5,000 in your first month, but right now you're working somewhere where you've been 20 years, not 1 year or two, you've been there 20 years, you're making $3,200 a month, but you want to make $5K in your first month here, right? So that's my example, guys, of what I'm telling you, that people have like these expectations, like who told you that 5K was okay, right? And you see, I don't blame the guy. You see, I'm not saying anything about the guy because he's never owned a business. He has many more experience, if any, in sales, business, marketing, entrepreneurship, leadership. And as a result, they don't know what to expect. Listen, guys, I know that we all want to make money by next week, right? I don't blame you for thinking that way. But I'm here to tell you today that it's not going to happen in 1 month, okay? It's not going to happen in 2 months. It may not even happen in 6 months. I don't know. I just don't know how hard you're going to work, right? Those are things that I can't measure. Only you know how hard you're going to work. Only you know how hungry, how bad do you want this, right? So to end it on this note, guys, most people, when I asked this guy, and he said, hey, I'm just going to give it a try for a month, see how it goes. These individuals, when I asked them, okay, what are you going to try out for a month? What exactly is that? They don't have an answer, right? So you see what I'm talking about, guys? People are coming to this business with expectations that, they feel like this is some kind of job. And that's why I don't have nothing against them, right? Because we've been getting paid every 2 weeks, every week, our whole lives, that when we don't see a check by next week, we freak out, right? We freak out, guys. So, guys, I'm gonna get to the actual money-making activities, right? You guys wanna know how to take your business to the next level, technical stuff, right? How do I do it, Gerardo? Nobody wants to join my team. I've already talked to 10 people. I already talked to 20 people. So guys, let me tell you something, that in this business, we're getting paid for exposing information to people, right? We're offering a service that is solving people's problems, all right? That's all we're doing, guys. We have a protection plan that is gonna help someone solve a problem in their life, all right? So guys, let me tell you straight up that when I came into this industry 6 years ago, and I heard the thing called making a list, I thought it was the corniest thing that somebody can make up. I thought of it like, a list? Why would I make a list? I can memorize people. I know who I can hit up, who can be interested, right? Guys, you wanna get rid of that mentality, because this information that we're sharing with you right now is here for a reason, right? It's not something that we're making up. This is proven stuff. So what you want to know, guys, is that, you want to get yourself a notebook. There's no such thing as making a list in your mind you're going to forget by tomorrow. You need to have a notebook, okay? And what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to divide it into 2 parts. Local people, and unlocal people. So what I mean by local people, people that you went to school with, people that you know from your town, those are your local people. Unlocal people are people that you have on your Facebook, people that you have on your Instagram, people that you have on Twitter, people that you have on Snapchat, right? So I'm gonna tell you exactly what I've done in the past and what I'm currently doing now to blow up my business. And I'm gonna show you live. So guys, this is what you're gonna do. Obviously everybody's situation is gonna be different depending on how much you use social media. All right, so this is where you're gonna start off. So you're gonna go to your Facebook, you're gonna click on your friends. All right, and what you're gonna do, guys, is literally put people's names into paper. Trust me, you don't wanna have the mentality of, oh, it's a mental, I'm doing a mental note, I'm gonna remember. You're not gonna remember. It's too many people, right? And what you wanna do, guys, is you're gonna open up your worksheet, right? And look how many friends I have here. 4,334. All right, so what you wanna do is you wanna divide your worksheet in two people. Local people, these are people that you can invite to events in your city. You gotta research hey, is there anybody having an FBS meeting here in Houston, for example? We sure do, right? So you wanna put people on the list local, and then unlocal is people who live like in another state. Guys, if you follow this, by the time that I'm done, I'm gonna have at least minimum 2,000 names on a page. You gotta have 2,000 names, guys. That's just Facebook alone. Next, you're gonna go on Instagram. You're gonna go click on your followers. Why your followers? Because these are the people that are actually seeing your stories. They're people who can actually see your posts. You're gonna go to followers and you're gonna start writing their usernames, all right, on a piece of paper. Guys, I'm telling you, if I've been having Instagram for a while. I've been working on my following. I have 28,000 followers. So I can at least come up with 2,000 names from Instagram alone, right? So now I have 2,000 Facebook names. I have 2,000 Instagram names. Now I'm gonna go to my Twitter. I personally don't use Twitter, but some of you guys may use Twitter. Some of you guys may have thousands of followers on Twitter. So you go to Twitter and you click on your followers and you do the same thing. You start writing down their usernames, but the key is that you gotta put it on paper. Mental notes are not gonna work, all right? After you're done with Twitter, you go to your Snapchat, all right? How many of you guys use Snapchat? You do the same thing. Guys, I'm talking about there's no excuse why we should be sitting here acting like, man, nobody wants to join my business. Like, are you kidding me? Like, guys, right now, what you wanna understand is that if you're barely starting out in this industry, you don't have the luxury to be able to sit back like a Ty Lopez and say, hey, inbox me for info. It just doesn't work that way. You gotta make a name for yourself first, right? And the way you do that is by having success. You start ranking up in your company. You start ranking up in title. Guess what? People are gonna follow you. Wow, I wanna be like him. Your following is gonna start going up slowly but surely. All right, guys, so what I'm trying to tell you guys is that some of you guys are right now who are in this business are sitting around posting a Facebook status, an Instagram status saying comment info, and you have like 500 friends and nobody comments info, and then you get discouraged and you think that the business doesn't work. But the problem is not that the business doesn't work, it's that your strategy it's your strategy. And right now, when you're starting off just like anybody else, you're gonna have to go to people. Right, so guess what, guys? I should have minimum 4,000 names based on my Facebook friends, right? Based on my Instagram followers, based on my Snapchat, based on my Twitter. There should be a minimum of 400 friends, and this is how you're gonna do it, guys. Once you have your list, the next step where you're gonna do, guys, is you're gonna do the invite. Now, let me tell you something about the invite, guys. People are not gonna buy anything from a stranger, all right? That's the number one rule. You don't buy anything from someone that you don't trust, someone that you don't know. So if you come up to someone and say, hey, bro, you want to make some money? And you haven't talked to that person in a while, you haven't even told them, hey, how's your family doing? How's your job? Are you working? They're going to straight up just say, this guy, he's trying to recruit me. Straight up, he's just trying to make some money off of me. He doesn't care about me. He hasn't even asked me how I'm doing. He didn't even say good morning. He didn't even say good evening. He just straight up said, hey, you want to make some money? He's money hungry. So the way you want to go about it, guys, this is the way you do it. You're going to reach out to these individuals. Day number one, what you're going to do is you're going to build a relationship with them. What you're doing is you're putting them in a state of comfortability. You're putting them in a state of trusting. All right, the only way someone's gonna buy something from you is if they trust you. Okay, you're not gonna get anybody in the business if you're sounding money hungry. So the way that I use it, guys, I use a technique called the form method. So basically, what I do, guys, is let's say that it's an old high school friend, right? When I go to their profile, I'm gonna see if there's anything that I can spark up a conversation with. If I see that maybe he's at the Nationals game or a Rockies game, hey bro, how was the game? Who won? And that's the conversation starter. You see, there's really like, guys, there's really not like a script that you can use all the time. Like sometimes you just gotta be a human and say, hey bro, man, I remember we went to school together like 5 years ago. What are you doing now? How's your family? Do you have any children? Do you have any kids? Right? So that's really what you want to do, guys. You want to ask questions about their family, their occupation, their recreation. And then at the end, guys, what you're going to do is you're going to tell them, okay, man, it was nice connecting with you, bro. I hope you're doing well. Talk soon. You see what I did there? I didn't say, hey, bro, join my business. Let's make some money. I know that we haven't spoken in 5 years, but let's make some money right now, bro. Join my team, please. Right? It doesn't work that way. You got to connect with people. What you're going to do is you're going to come back on day number 2. Okay, it's a different day. And based on what they told you the first time, right? The first time you speak to them, guys, you're just trying to find out if they have any pain in their life, if there's anything they're struggling with, right? And you come back with the solutions. Hey, I remember you told me yesterday that you were looking for another hustle, or you were just working too many hours. You're working 12-hour shifts. I think I have a solution for you, bro. Right? So you come back with the solution. That's the invite. All right, guys, that's all it is. But the biggest thing here, guys, is that you gotta get them to put their guard down, because we're in a digital era right now where everybody's selling anything. There's so many things that are being sold on the internet right now that people are already kind of like, man, they hear the memes, guys. They hear about the pyramids, and you gotta understand that what we have is a real business, a real service that can actually help someone's life. Right, guys? So that's really what I've been doing now. What you're gonna do, guys, is your job. This is your job. Once you have these 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 names that you're gonna go to, remember, you gotta go to them. They're not gonna come to you. They don't respect you enough. You haven't made a name for yourself yet. Once you get to a certain level where your lifestyle starts coming up, you start traveling, your income, you got the vice president income coming in, you're making 6 figures, your income is going to speak for itself. That's when it gets good. That's when people start coming to you. Hey, what are you doing, bro? Can you teach me? Right? That's the good part of this industry. That's the position that I've been in for the last years, and it's great. But it wasn't always like that. In the beginning, I had to go to people. I was the one messaging people, and sure, I learned by making a lot of mistakes. I probably sounded really amateur, when I first started. So guys, you want to pay attention to these last slides. I'm almost done here. These guys, these questions alone have made me over $100,000, right? So you definitely want to pay attention to these closing questions. So let me end it by saying this on this note as well. When you have your list, guys, if they live in your town, you got to get them to your local event. Right? Don't get them on the webinar. Get them to an event that one of your leaders is having here in your city. I'm in Houston, so we have events every Tuesday here, right? We have one at the Hilton, I think called the Hilton Galleria area. And what you want to do, guys, you want to bring them to the event so they can see it firsthand. All right. Now, if they live somewhere else, like they say they live in my case, let's say they live in Florida, right? Well, I can possibly get them to go to an event, but I'm just going to tell them, hey, jump on a webinar. Jump on one of these calls that we're having, right, guys? And these are the questions that I use to close. All right, pay attention to this, guys, because this alone is gonna get your business to another level. So Number one, instead, what you're gonna ask guys is, what did you like best? So let's say the webinar just ended and you saw them that they connected, right? So when you're gonna text them and saying, hey, what did you like best? Because most people, if you don't know, you're gonna go and say, hey, bro, so what did you think? And when you say that, you're inviting them to critique. Oh, bro, you know what? I think it's pretty cool, but it's just not a good time for me right now, right? It's just the way you say it. If you ask, what did you like best? You're asking them what did they like. You're not asking them what did they thought. You see, so most likely they're gonna be like, oh, well, I like the credit repair. Bam, all right, we're going somewhere now, right? So that's one of the questions that I asked to just start the conversation, right? And that's how you're gonna determine like their level of interest. Okay, the next one, let me put this on the, okay, so this one's very powerful. This one is when I straight up, if I want to know the person's like, hey, are you ready? Are you serious? This is what I ask. And you can play around with the way you say it. The way that I usually go is, hey, bro, so on the scale of 1 to 10, 1 being that you never want to hear about this again, and 10 being that you're ready to go right now, where do you see yourself? And then most of the time, people are going to say, well, I'm a 6, I'm a 7. And then the way you come back is you say, what do I have to do to get you to a 10? And then you're like, well, they stay quiet, and they're like, well, most of the time you're gonna find out right away what's the issue. I just don't have the money. All right, that's one of the most common ones. And hey, if they don't have the money, they just don't have the money. You just want to make sure that they are interested, though, right? That if they don't have the money, that's fine. You gotta wait till the day they get paid, and that's how you go about it. You make sure you follow up with them. Okay, number 3. This is where it's like, man, this guy, oh man, I don't even, man, this right here, guys, it's like, let me just run through it so you can see what I'm talking about. So based on what you've seen, if you were to get started with this company on a part-time basis, approximately how much will you need to earn per month in order to make it worth your time? So if this is the long version. I usually say, hey, bro, so, how much money do you need to make every month to make this worth it? Right, so now what are you doing, guys? You're asking them, you're caring for them. You're like literally asking them, how much money do you need to make, bro? And people are like, whoa, man, great ideas start going, and they're like, whoa, man, $1,000, bro. And then when they say, let's say they said 1,000. Number 4, approximately how many hours would you commit each week to be able to make $1,000? They're like, whoa, bro, man, I get out of work at 6, man. I'll be down after 6. I'm ready to go after 6. So then you say, okay, how many months do you want to work? Are you willing to work to be able to make that kind of money? Most of the time, like, man, whatever it takes, bro. As long as I can do it, I'm down, right? And bro, do you understand what I just did? Like, I just asked them, what are your dreams? How much do you want to make? How many hours are you trying to work? They're like, yes, 10, 5 hours. I can do 20. And then the last one, this is where you kill it, right? This is where you come in and say, if I can show you how to make $1,000 with answer number 3 per month, right? Working 5 hours, 10 hours per week for the next 3 months, will you be ready to get started? Bam, you stay quiet, and that's when you get the yes, I'm ready, or you get the objection, well, I want to do it, I just gotta wait. But most of the time, guys, I don't know, man, this information shouldn't be free the way that I see it, but this information has made me over $100,000 in the course of the last 6 years, guys. You definitely want to be, I know this training is being recorded, so you definitely want to go back to these videos and check that information out. But guys, right here, what you're doing is you're basically just asking them, what do you want, right? Like, how much are you trying to make? And then you ask them, how many hours can you commit, right? And then you ask them, well, hey, if I can help you make your $1,000 you want to make, by working 10 hours a week with, next few months, you're down to join? Yeah, let's do it. Bam. All right, guys. So, I've been in the business for 2 months. I've personally sponsored about 35 agents by myself. Right now, my focus, guys, is on my team. I could literally be doing 70, I don't know. I could be doing double the work, but my focus right now is I want to help my team grow. I understand that if I can get you guys to field trainer, senior field trainer, sales director, in the long term, it's just you're gonna rise, right? You rise by lifting others. That's how it works. But guys, again, here's my I'm in the my part of the training on this note. There, you know, your day, guys, the way you should feel is that 24 hours in a day is not enough. That's how I feel. I'm looking at the clock and I get mad when it's like 8 p.m. I'm like, ah. I get mad because I know that my day is ending. I know that I just don't have enough time. I'm so busy going through my list. I just have too many people to talk to that I just don't have the time. So if you're sitting home right now and you're like, man, I'm kind of disappointed. It's not going how I wanted it to go. You know, it's kind of hard. Well, it's not really that, guys. It's that you're not focusing on income producing activities. You don't have a list. Right, so be honest with yourself, guys, right now. Do you have a list? Right, are you struggling? And if you're saying, Gerardo, you're right, I just don't have it. There you go. Right, once you have that list full with 1,000 names, which some of you guys already have 1,000 friends on Facebook. Like, there's no reason why you should be sitting there waiting for people to come to you when you can go to them. All right, the last tip that I'm gonna say is that you gotta use your voice message. Get away from, you know, just having a conversation via, you know, messenger all day long via words. People need to hear a voice. Even if you're just sending a voice message to Facebook, do the voice. Get on the phone. That alone is gonna take your credibility from 0 to 100. All right, guys. So that's my time. I want to appreciate you guys. You know, we have 79 participants on tonight's call. Hopefully that I brought some value to you. But I'm definitely gonna give it back to Billy right now, and I appreciate you guys having me on tonight's call.
Boom. Man, good stuff, man. Appreciate you laying it out and breaking it down. I have some great notes here as well. And I'm just really hoping everybody's getting a chance to grasp this, all 78 of you that are on right now. And guess what? We're about to bring it home right now with the gentleman who's leading the movement. And we have an opportunity to hear from somebody who's won out. And, you know, it's funny because a lot of people think that we're playing when we refer to this guy as the LeBron James of the network marketing profession. Do you all understand that there's about 10 million people in the world? I'm sorry, I think it's 100 million people in the world or something crazy like that in network marketing. Even if it's 10 million, it doesn't matter. Think out of 10 million, this gentleman that we're bringing on next is in the top, just over 100 people in top income earners in the world, in all companies, in the professional network marketing. And one of the youngest to do what he's done as well. And he's just getting started. It's only been 3 years, guys. He's only 26 years old. And so when I think about what has been accomplished for not only him, but his organization and what has already been done in 3 years, do you understand what we are a part of? I'm here more for that than just FES. Does that make sense? Because if we had FES in terms of the service and comp plan, but you don't have the right leaderships, the personal trainers that can help lead the movement, guess what? Then it won't work. Everything rises and falls on leadership. It's what's determining everything. And that's why you want to make sure you're growing as a leader. Don't just work on your presentation and not work on your leadership, right? Okay, so with that said, this gentleman is a senior regional vice president. That means your business is doing a minimum of $30 million a year. A home business, $30 million a year, right? It's $2.5 million a month minimum to be a senior regional vice president. This gentleman is also a 7-figure earner. Some people say, oh, in volume? Nah, that's money, right? 7 figures per year this gentleman is earning from his business. Has also created almost 50 vice presidents and 6-figure income earners in his organization in just 3 years. Can you imagine what we'll be in 1 or 2 more years by the 5-year mark, guys? And he's just getting started. And so guess what? He's also on vacation and didn't want to miss helping you grow your business. Literally on vacation in another time zone. He's not in California. It's 3-hour. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock over there with his family and still set this time aside to help you grow your business, number one. And number two, help you close out, all of us close out week 4 of this volume month, because the whole idea is you got to go. It doesn't matter how your business has been up until these first 3 weeks of the month. It doesn't matter. These last 5 days and 5.5 days or whatever to close out this week can completely transform the momentum you have in your business. And how you close out this month, these last 5 days, is going to determine the momentum you start the next 4-week volume month with. And then after that, we have the 5-week volume month, and he's going to help us with that mission, guys. So with that said, help me welcome our Senior Regional Vice President, $1 million income earner, Mr. Alfred Nixon. Are you on the line with us?
Absolutely, Mr.
Welcome.
Scott. Could you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Welcome.
Man, I'm excited. I'm sitting here taking copious notes on the webinar. I mean, you just heard from two guys that's killing the game. When you have an opportunity to hear from a guy like Mr. Billy Scott, who's been in the industry of network marketing, I believe, since 2004. Been in the industry, going through the process, learning the information, and being able to deliver it to you to help you take your business to the next level. He's a 6-figure earner here, vice president. He understands the model. He's very respected with what he did. He paid the price. You hear from Mr. Gerardo Ibarra, executive sales director, did it within his very first month, who's made well over $1 million online. My question to you is, are you really taking heed to what these gentlemen are saying? They know what they're doing. They're successful. I think the call started off with 90-something people. Now we're down to 78. Like, how many people really want what you say you want? How many people are really willing to pay the price and give up things that you need to give up to focus on things you need to focus on to get to the next level? I'm here on vacation. I had to duck off somewhere to find an area, find a room to do this webinar. I got a bunch of family in the living room going over some things. But tonight, I really want to share with you what it takes and what this industry is really doing for people. I think people get started here, and as we go into our last week of the value month, and they think it's high. This looks like a lottery ticket, or, it's something, it's a hobby. I'm going to try it out and see what happens, and, try it out for a month or two. If I sign people up, great. If it don't work out, cool. You got to understand that this is a real, true profession. If you really want to win big, this isn't something that you can just cut on and cut off. You got to be consistent, number one. Stay consistent with yourself. Stay consistent with growing as a person when you're building this business. I see a lot of people, they build a business, they take breaks, they stop building it, they come back when they want to come back, they feed and they wait. You got to go through what you need to go through. I'm talking to one of my leaders today, Valesky. He called me and said, Alfred, man, he's crying on the phone like, man, I'm about house, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. But I remember those nights. I remember those talks we had years ago in our former company when we didn't make no money for years. And we went through the process and we never gave up and we didn't take breaks and we knew what we was going to be. To see where we at now, 5-6 years later, we understand that it was worth every second of rejection. It was worth everything, every event we went through, webinars jumping on, calls jumping on, and then going out there and doing the action. So when I'm thankful for what we've done, we've been blessed. And as Billy said, we got close to 46-figure earners in our group, close to 50 vice presidents. That's great. But what I want to share with you guys, and let me share my screen, is what's really going on in the network marketing space. I mean, you guys have to see these numbers to understand this is worth paying the price. And if you come to this top earner list, do you know it's somebody in this in network marketing that's making $1.6 million, not a year, a month? You got people making that type of income. Look at this list. You got somebody here making over $900,000 a month. This is monthly income. People making $19, $20 million a year. 11 million. This is what people are earning on an annual basis, but they paying the price. They going through the process. They're becoming a professional. This is not something that you could become a hobby in. You got to really go through what you need to go through. And Billy went over the launch process. Are you launching people properly? Are you they moved me up. Now I'm in the top 100. I'm ranked number 91 in the industry. You're talking about millions of people that's doing what we're doing, and we're blessed and fortunate to be in that elite group. And I'm telling you, the first 3 years, it was nothing. Less than $3,000 my first 3 years. But look where we at now. Compounding success, going through the model, understanding the business, and then going out there and doing the work. So I'm telling you guys, you got to plant your flag, because it's people that's getting flat out rich in the industry of network marketing. Tonight we're going to talk about building a dynasty. That's what I got out of network marketing for. Building a massive residual, being able to have and get a 14-bedroom mansion to have a vacation with my family and spend quality time and invite a gang of people out and not even think of the price. That's what I got started in network marketing for. I'm not sure what you got started for. Whatever your goal is, you got to plant that flag and do what's necessary. No one is going to give you anything. You got to go out there and work hard towards it. And you got to take a look at big business. Talk about network marketing. Talk about the professional NFL that's doing now almost $10 billion a year in revenue. The music industry, $15 billion a year. The movie industry, $88 billion. Gaming, 76. Natural foods, 90. Look where network marketing stands. 178. We're in one of the largest industries in the world. So I want you guys to understand that before I get into any part of my training, mindset-wise, on what you're a part of and the type of income that's available for people that's willing to go out there and do the work to desire whatever it is they want to get. And what do you need to hit any of that level of success? See, me, when I got started, long story short, I've been doing this since I was 19. I'm 26. This isn't no short overnight success story. People see that now, but they don't understand. Years ago, I struggled for years, not months, not weeks, didn't cry over people not joining. We had to go through a method to become in the process of learning the business to get to where we're at today. It was worth every second of rejection. It was worth every event we went through. It was worth negative bank accounts to be where we're at right now. What's needed for you to acquire whatever it is that you desire? And we talked about this, and I've learned this from Eric Worre, a guy who built the biggest network marketing event in the world called GoPro. He said, Alfred, you need to become an influencer and you need to develop influencers. If you're on this call tonight and your business is at a standstill, if you're on this call tonight, you be like, man, I'm the only person in my team that's doing anything, nothing's duplicating. You know, I need something. Number one, you need to become an influencer. And if you are an influencer, we're going to get into what that is in a second. You need to develop more influencers. I was taking a look at, some of my team, they went on the cruise, and just to see all of those guys who went in and put in the work and see what they've been able to do and the income level they was able to create. We was able to go out there and build a massive amount of influencers and develop those people, and they paid the price and they built the work. You got to become an influencer and you got to develop influencers. Now, what is an influencer? That's what I asked Eric. I'm like, Eric, what is an influencer? What do I need to become? He said, Alfred, you got to be independent, right? You cannot depend on your upline. I made that mistake in my network marketing career early on, where I let my upline do everything. All the presentations, if he wasn't available, I didn't do the meeting. You have to be independent. Your upline is going to be there. You're going to leverage that person and utilize that and be able to edify him and help him and be able to help you build your business. We're going to be here to help you. You want to be independent and be a leader. I always felt like I was going to lead an organization of 100,000, 300,000 people, but it starts off with the mentality. You got to be independent. You got to have a mindset to say, you know what? I'm going to be the best launcher in my organization. You know what? I'm going to be the best recruiter. I'm going to be the best, I'm going to develop the best relationships. I'm going to have the best team, support system, training. You have to take initiative and say, I'm going to be independent and I'm going to take initiative to be that leader. Got to be a problem solver. I tell you, the people that make the most money, they solve the most problems. I don't allow people to just tell me no. I don't allow people to just say it's not for me. I get down to the wire. I'm asking a series of questions. I'm unwiring that. I'm becoming a problem solver to get this person rolling. Got to be consistent. Talked about this earlier. This is not a business where you step on the gas, you get off, step on the gas, you get off. If you keep doing that, that's the type of business you're going to have. Step on the gas, get off. If you put popcorn in the microwave, and you put it in there for 3 minutes, but you stop it at 25 seconds, we could agree that it's not going to manifest. It's not going to pop. You have to let it go through the process, and then everything climaxes. Then everything, the popcorn materialize. You have to stay consistent. You got to create vision. You got to know where you're going. You got to paint the vision for your team. I remember when we first started, I was a field trainer doing an event. And because of the vision I painted for my team, I remember doing an event. We had about maybe 12, 15 people show up. And I remember I walked in the room as just a field trainer, and I had my team clapping like this. They clapping, and the people that's in that room, they thinking that I'm a big deal, but I'm really just a field trainer. It was the mentality that we set. We knew where we was going before we even hit vice president. We showed up as vice president. Gotta have big vision. When I seen FBS and I seen what was possible, and I seen the success stories, I dreamed of being in an R&R club. I've dreamed of driving the Audi and getting my dream car with Rose. I dreamed of stuff. I dreamed of making that income, getting the 6 figures, getting the multiple 6 figures a month. I dreamed this stuff. I had a vision. At the same time, I went out there and I took action, right? Got to take action. You got to have a big end. If you want to become a 6-figure earner, you say, Alfred, you know what? This sounds great. How can I get to 6 figures? That's my first. If I can just get to 10 grand a month, that was my first goal in network marketing. I was like, if I could just get to 10 grand a month, get me a little nice suit, a decent car, 10 grand a month. That's all I need. 10 grand a month, I'll be okay. That's 6 figures a year. What do I need to do that? You need to develop 10 influencers in your organization. Look for an income. Look for people that got contacts, influence, and willing to play the game. Develop 10 influencers. And again, this is the characteristics of an influencer. Independent, problem solver, consistent. I don't got to motivate you to get on calls like this. I don't got to motivate you to stay on calls like this. I don't got to motivate you to come to events. An influencer is going to be on this because they have a vision. They didn't join this business because of me. They joined this business because of their why. Whatever that why is, those are the people you're looking for. 6-figure earner, find 10 of those people. You will become a 6-figure earner. How do I become a 7-figure earner, Alfred? How can I get to that level? I want to make the big money. Guess what? Develop more influence. You have an average about 25 influencers in your group. That's going to get you to the 7-figure mark, right? You got to understand this business isn't tennis. This business isn't golf. This is not just about you. This is a team effort. You got to help your team develop, help your team make money. Long term, they're going to stick with you, right? You got to be able to help your team and develop the right people to run with. 7-figure earner, find 25 people, develop them to 6 figures. So this is the difference between someone that's not an influencer. This was me. Years ago, I wasn't a person worth following. Years ago, I wasn't an influencer. I wasn't able to have a conversation, people up and get people to show up and get, because I wasn't the person I needed to become at that time. I wasn't a person worth following. But this is an example of a person that's not an influencer. This is an example of a person who are an influencer. This is me now. They're able to go out there and have the success and be able to create the credibility to sign up people left and right. But I had to develop and mature into this person you see today. That's the difference between an influencer and someone that's not an influencer, right? Building a position versus building production. And I see this happen all the time, and it's not the way to go out there and build your business. You know, when I was a field trainer, when I was a senior field trainer, when I was a sales director, my goal was I wanted to maximize the compensation plan at every title. I embraced the title that I was at. I was excited for that income that was available at that. And I just focused on production and by default, we hit these different whatever that title was, we made significant income at that level. When I was the vice president, I was blessed. I was making a high 5-figure a month income because we focused on production, right? So focus on production, not just building a title. Production, have your team focus on that as well, right? Your pen does not equal your production. I see a lot of people, they say, you know what, I can't wait till I get the sales director. They get the sales director, they take their foot off the gas pedal. They stop working. They stop doing the things that really got them there, and they're not making the money they need to make it the title, because you got to understand that FES don't pay you for a title. They pay you for production. So focus on production, not the pen. We do 3 things in FES to make money. If you aren't doing these 3 things, you're not doing FES. Number 1, got to get customers. This is a real business. You need real customers in your group. And here goes some tips on how you can get customers. Referrals. I tell customers all the time, listen, man, every person you send me over, I cash out you $25, right? These are customers in my group that have gotten results. And every time they send me somebody, I cash out them $25. So that's a referral source, right? We used to go to car dealerships, tax offices, bring them donuts and talk to them about the program, talk about the services, talk about how this can benefit and help them sell more cars. With this platform, boom, I got people that's sending me leads every single month from car dealerships. I'm getting at least 5 to 10 customers a month just from these different car dealerships that's sending me leads that we're closing. You got to get customers. This is a real business. Number 2, you got to get agents. You got to build a team, right? Again, this is not golf. This is not tennis. This is a team sport. You want to bring in people. You can go out there and do it on your own if you want to, the hard way, but you want to build a team, bring in agents. And the third thing we got to do is get trained. Your people have to have substance. Your people have to know what they're doing. If everybody working on one goal and going towards and saying, you know what, field trainer, that's all I'm focused on, field trainer. The person that got the most field trainers is going to make the most money, bar none. The only difference between me is I probably got more field trainers in my organization than anybody else in the company outside of Miss Nicole. Jackson's the top earner, you know? Focus on creating field trainers. If you do that, your business will explode. You got to get people trained. These trainings we're going to be doing very often every week, Tuesday and Thursday. Get your team plugged in. Got to get trained. Three P's: production, promotion, payouts. If you focus on production, that's going to lead to you hitting titles. If you focus on doing those things, that's going to lead to you making money. Focus on the production. The 3 P's. Write this down: production, promotion, and payouts. That's all we focusing on, man. That's all we want to go out there and get. And again, putting your destination in the GPS system. Now, what do I mean by that? You want to get close-knit to the people that already have success, that already made it happen. Because I understood, I used to see people on that this person, I got to get around this person and understand what he's doing that's having that type of success. To go out there and build a company that is good. And I started friending these top leaders. I started friending, getting around these people, and they taught me some things that got me to where I'm at today. So get around people, get around your upline to get to your destination. Because I'm telling you, if you go to another city that you're not familiar with, you're doing the business with that you never had success before. I've been in neighborhoods where I've drove around in circles because I didn't know how to get there. If you put it in your GPS, if you get close to that mentor, you're going to get to whatever your goal is at an efficient rate if you do your part. If you show up, if you do the work, you would get there at an efficient rate. These are income goals for everybody that's on here. Minimal. We got people that's making this in a week, right, at these titles, and we got people that should be making this minimum in a month on average. So if you're a field trainer, you should be making $1,000 a month. Senior field trainer, you should be making $2,000 a month. Sales director, you should be making $3,000 a month. We got sales director that's doing that a week and more, right? These are minimal numbers, but if you're not making this type of money at these titles, we got to reevaluate the activity level, right? Executive sales director, $6,000 a month. VP, you should be making $10,000 to $15,000 a month average income if you're focusing on production, if you're focusing on the 3 P's at your respective title. Again, when you get a new person in, you have to understand Billy did a phenomenal job going over that launch process. They have to get launched within 24 to 48 hours. As soon as they hit your system, you should have that stopwatch going on with a quicksand turning over. I got 24 to 48 hours to launch this person, because every day that that person don't get launched, doubt starts to get in their mind. You start to lose that person. You got 48 hours from the time that they send you that 288, get that enrollment to get these people launched, right? In that launch process, they should be getting their first 2 customers within 24 to 48 hours. You got to ask them, how many people you think you know in your phone right now that want to improve their score by 50 or 100 points? You out of that launch process, and then you got to get them to a live event as soon as you buy. Big time leaders, they got to see the vision. They got to be more than just a webinar within that first 24 to 48 hours. We got to get these people in this cycle, making sure that we're launching people in that time frame. Eliminate the excuses. We all going through stuff, man. We all got personal problems. We all got things going on in our family. We all got people that's ill, that's sick. We're sick. You got to eliminate the excuses. Do you want to make it happen? Yes or no? In this business, you either getting results or you're making an excuse why you're not getting the result. Eliminate the excuses. I don't want to hear those. Go out there. We all going through this stuff. And I used to do this. I used to use these different excuses. My mentor said, listen, do you want to win? Yes or no? I'm going through this X and Y, and I'm still showing up. I'm still making it happen. Eliminate the excuses if you want to win long term. If you want to all have things going on, you to move and work quarter. You got to develop the fundamentals. Again, this is a business. You got to become a student. You got to learn these different things. Number one, how to present effectively, right? I tell some of my new agents when they get started, I get them on a webinar like this with me and maybe a couple of few people, and I say, pitch me on the business sphere to 1 through 10. I'm a prospect. How are you talking to these people? Pitch me. I have them present. I want to develop a leader. I don't want to end a dependent agent. I want to have this person presenting so they can go out there and do it themselves and for their team. Learn how to event effectively. And you got to understand, you got to start from somewhere. You're not going to be perfect when you're presenting, right? If you mess up, the person you're presenting to, it's their first time hearing it. They're not even going to know you messed up, right? Just go out there and start doing it. That's how you get better. Number 2, launching. I just talked about that. Billy did a phenomenal job. You got to develop these arcs, how to launch a person properly. Third thing, you got to be able to close. Both agents and customers. Again, we tell people all the time, if you're not closing business, you out of business. Got to be able to close effectively to build out. And number 4, you got to promote events. How many people promoted their team to get on the training tonight? How many people promote the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday webinars? You're not taking advantage of the tools. There's no reason why we shouldn't have 300 to 500 people every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the webinars, overviewing the opportunity. Tuesdays and Thursdays, it should be packed out. If it's new people or people getting developed to get trained, you gotta promote events, Super Saturdays, right? The regional events, the conventions. These are things on how I built my business. Got people to events and these people turned into superstars. Get people plugged in. Got to develop these skill sets, how to present, launch, close, and promote events at a high level, right? Know where you're at in the business. You got to be real with yourself. If you're not real with yourself on where you at and what you're doing and looking in the mirror and saying, you know what, I'm BSing. I'm not going out there doing what I need to do to make this thing happen. I got to push myself harder. I didn't do enough today. Reset button and go do enough. I know where you're at. If you're crawling, right? You don't have things going on in your group. Nobody's joining your, but nobody has joined just yet. You're in that crawling stage. Walking, maybe you got a few people that joined. You're in the walking stage. You got a few people that joined your group, but nobody's doing anything, right? Right? You're in that walking stage. Running, that means you got people that join. You don't got to motivate them. They on the calls. They calling you. They get you in front of people. They signing people up. People hitting field trainer. That's when you're in the running stage. You got to identify where you're at in this spectrum, and you got to go out there and find NPOMs to work with. Newest possibilities of momentum. That's what we're identifying. That's what we're looking for when I'm talking to people. I'm looking, did this person fit the description of an NPOM? Willing to play the game, got contacts, and got influence. They got to be willing to play the game. A lot of people think an NPOM is somebody that got contacts and they got influence. Oh, I got this celebrity. I got this NFL player. You got a big following. But if they're not willing to play, that's not an NPOM. Right? Contacts, influence, willing to play the game. And if you find somebody with contacts and influence but not willing to play the game, guess what? We're going to taproot them. What is taprooting? Getting to their contacts. Finding somebody that they know through their network, they got influence, they got contacts, but that's willing to play. That's what we're looking for when we're going out there. We're sorting to find leaders when we're building this business. Again, you got to understand every professional organization recruits. Right? Don't be scared to recruit. I was scared to recruit years ago. Scared to talk and see how people may think about me. You got to understand, Apple is looking for the best talent. The NBA is looking for the best talent. The Lakers signed LeBron James last year. Everybody's always looking to re-up, right, to find the best talent. The Warriors signed Kevin Durant. The best pieces to put to your team. NFL, the Army is always recruiting. Nike is recruiting. Right? Nike is about to sign probably the biggest contract in the history of a shoe deal when they signed Zion to that deal. He's going to sign with Nike. It's probably going to be over $100 million. They're looking for new talent to market their company. You got to go out there and do the same thing. And I can tell you right now, we've all recruited, and I can prove it to you. How many people on the webinar tonight has ever been in a relationship? Raise your hand by show of hands. If you've been in a relationship, congratulations. You know how to recruit. You don't have to be scared when you're going out there building the business to recruit. You got to find new people. You got to understand that recruiting starts with you, right? Do you attract people or do you repel them? Are you a good person to be around? Is your energy up? Do you have charisma? Do you dress sharp? Are you fun to be around? Or do you make people feel uncomfortable when you're recruiting them or when you're around them? Recruiting starts with you. People don't join FES, they join you. Right? Got to understand that recruiting starts with you. Now, the recruiting process, we talked about this, really went through the launch form. You got to create a contact list of over 100 names if you want to win big. I tell people all the time, when you go to war, do you want to go to war with unlimited ammo or do you want to go to war with 12 bullets, 15 bullets, 15 names on a sheet of paper? You got to make a list of at least 100 names. Don't prejudge nobody. I made that mistake early on in my career, didn't invite this guy out. He showed up with somebody else, signed up the same day. Now the guy's a multi-million-dollar earner in another company that could have been in my organization because he was in my phone book. But I thought he was already successful. Thought he didn't have time. Never prejudge nobody. Put everybody on the list. You got to peep the prospect, right? You got to have enthusiasm when you're talking to people. You got to have posture. You got to have backbone. You got to be excited. right? Again, Billy talked about the PS3 system, expose the three-way calling and getting people up so we can close them for you. Let the professionals go to work if you're new. Let the professional, I still do this to today. When I find somebody that I can't relate with, I get somebody that got a great story. If I get on the phone with a nurse, I'm gonna get them on the phone with Alicia Gaines. Why? Because she was a former nurse. She can relate with the person, right? You gotta understand the recruiting process to close out the business. You gotta understand timing versus time. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong things to the right people. I've seen people mess the presentation up. Terrible job. People still signed up because they seen the vision, right? You gotta understand that you can't say the wrong things to the right people. I've had people join my organization, came in through other leaders, came in even through myself. When I was a brand new person, I didn't even know what was going on. Messed the presentation up, people signed up. You just gotta go out there and do it. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And again, sort, do not sell. We're not in the business of convincing and selling. We're in the business of exposing, giving some information and letting people that find in the right way that want to do what they want to do and join the organization. We're in the business of sorting to find leaders. Now, when you come across a red apple, that's somebody that's assertive, they open-minded, they want to get started, they want to take action. Those are the people you want to spend the time with. Green apples are people that say, hey, you know what, I got a question, right? They want to know everything before they do something. Those are green apples. Then you got rotten apples, right? People that's just so skeptical, negative. Those are the people you don't want to spend your time with. But be able to identify the green, the red, and the rotten when you're talking to these prospects and building out your business. Again, sort, not sell. Some will, some won't. So what next? That was my mentality. I didn't sit here trying to convince Joe that he need to join FES to make money because he's struggling. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go find somebody that want to get to the next level, because if I'm spending all this time with Joe, I'm missing out on people that see the opportunity to go to the next level. Some will, some won't. So what next, right? Peaking, right? You heard Gerardo talk about form, and you're probably like, what is form? Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. When you're talking to somebody, hey, man, you look like a family man. You got any kids? Or what you currently do right now, right? What you do for fun. What is your motivation? What moves you? What is your goal? What's your passion? I want to get to know the person when I'm talking to them so I can fill the person out. We talked about the invite script. Billy went over that, right? It's the same script that you see here. We have it written down. You got to utilize this stuff. It works, right? Expose the opportunity. We talked about the three-way, the PS3 system, leveraging webinars. How many people are you really inviting on the webinars? How many people are you promoting the training to? Tap rooting, the nightly calls that we do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Are you getting prospects going? But you complain that your business isn't growing, but you're not doing the work. Got to go out there and push yourself and leverage everything that you're going out there and do. Do not present, just invite. I became a master at inviting. I had posture, I had backbone. I understood how to edify the proper way to get people excited to even come meet the people. And I let the people who made the money go to work because they had the story. Guess what? People signed up under me, right? And I had people that asked me all these questions. Listen, what is this about? What I got to do? That's a great question. Let me introduce you to somebody that got 100% of the information, right? Be quiet and let the pros go to work. Go to Alley-Hoop. Let us slam dunk on these webinars and these three-way calls to get the people signed up under you. Teach your people all the time. For you to hit field trainer, that means we got to go out there and talk to 25 people, expose them the right way. So when they get to that 10th person that told them no, or that 15th person that told them no, they're not discouraged because I told them we got to talk to 25. You got to be able to prepare your agents for rejection because it's going to come, right? These are words to avoid when you're building your network marketing business, when you're recruiting. An opportunity, I just joined. Nobody want to join somebody that just joined anything. Imagine you get on the flight with someone in the pilot and say, hey, this is my first time flying a plane. It's going to be my first flight. I'm excited. You're going to want to get off of that plane. Nobody want to join somebody that just joined something. Never say, you don't want to say 288. It's a meeting, presentation, seminar, speaker, my upline. These are all words identified with network marketing. Nobody wants to come to an event like that after they just got off of work. They're tired. They want to go home. You got to make it more exciting. I got lucky. Trust me. I just started a private business reception. My business partner, instead of saying a speaker, use the word executive, my mentor. These are things that you want to use. It's called edification to get to the next level. Now, who is recruiting about? Right? Is recruiting about you? Is it about you hitting sales director, hitting VP, about you hitting the next title? Is it about you making a cab? Is it about you getting recognized? Is it about you becoming financially free? It has to be about the person. When I became a good recruiter, first 2 years in the company, I was the #1 recruiter my first 2 years in FBS. And guess what the #1 recruiter was this year? My personal enrollment. I taught her the game. She went out there and did it. She's killing the game right now. Because I didn't make it about me when I was recruiting, trying to share with what I did. I made it about them. What can they get out of the number? What is their goal? What do they need to get their bills paid? What is their goals? What are they trying to do? I'm trying to get to know them, to press that hot button on what this business can do for them, not what it can do for me, what it can do for them. If you focus on a person, you'll become easier when recruiting people, because if it's about you, people are going to feel fear, anxiety, stress. You're trying to force them. You're pressuring these people. They feel like you're selling them, right? It has to be a genuine conversation of what it can do for them, how it can help them get to the next level, using this vehicle, using this tool, right? Recruiting has to be fun, right? When it's fun and when it's not about you, it's about helping them. It's fun. It got to be genuine, and it can't be a technique. Can't be here trying to use a script. Be genuine when you talk to people. Figure out what their goal is, what moves them, and use that hot button. And don't be this man that you see on the screen right here, putting in all this work, invested this money, doing all this stuff, and right before you get your breakthrough, you give up because of negativity around you, because you're not seeing the results. See, all of those years that I put in and did what this man doing, chopping at the wood, I almost gave up and would have missed out on millions of dollars because I wanted success to happen so fast, but I wasn't the person I needed to become. I didn't learn the industry. I wasn't a professional, but I wanted to make professional money. It don't work like that, right? We could agree that LeBron James is a professional. I like to play basketball today, but we could agree that I'm an amateur. I don't get paid millions of dollars because I'm not a professional. I don't get paid nothing. LeBron makes millions because he's a professional. You got to get to the point where you're going through the process and learning this industry. This isn't something to play with where you just get in and try to think. You got to learn it. You got to go through what you need to go through. Read the books. Go on YouTube tonight and put in Jim Rohn, my first year of building your network marketing business. Listen to that audio, right? Because there were so many of those things that me listening to stuff like that helped me get through the process. Never give up, because I'm telling you, for me, all the no's, all the rejection, all the things we went through, I said, you know what, it's better than me working at my job. I understand that I can't get rich yet. I understand that I can't get financial freedom there, but if I pay it out and I stick and stay to get your pay, you will get to where you want to be at in life. Who cares if it takes 2 years? Who cares if it takes 3 years? I've been doing this since I was 19. I would have done everything if somebody would have told me, Alfred, in 7 years, you're going to be having 6-figure weeks. In 7 years, you're going to be making this. In 7 years, you're going to be able to buy your mom a house. In 7 years, you're going to be able to do this. I would have never gave up. Matter of fact, I would have went even harder. I tell people all the time, if I told you that if you went out there and talked to 20 people a day, that at the end of the year, I'm going to have a $250,000 check waiting for you at the finish line, but you must meet your quota a day. How many people will make sure they talk to them 20 people, regardless of what those people tell you? If they sign up or not, you're going to meet that quota. And if the funny thing about it, if you do that, you're probably going to make more than $250,000 a year. Get your emotions out of the game. Go out there, sort to find the right people. I don't spend my time with I'm looking for the right people that's looking for me, that want to run. That's the energy I'm going to get these people to take them to the top. I'm not going to sit here trying to convince John and Will to go to work, to get me in front of people, to make a list. I'm looking for people that I already got my list. We got a young lady who came into business. Her name is Tracy. I found her through Tanya, Tap Rooting. Tracy got in, field trainer first week, brought in 4 people. These other people about to hit, she about to hit sales director within her first couple of weeks in the business. I didn't even bring her in. I found her through somebody else. But I seen that she was willing to build. I seen that she was an influence. She had influence, and she was willing to play the game. You got to go out there and find people that's looking for you, because you can get to the next level as well. We got to do the work. This is the last week of our value month. This is an important week because we're going into a 4-week month where we feel like this is probably going to be the biggest and most important month of the year that we're going into, because right after that, we have a 5-week value month. And we all know what's going to happen. If you do what you need to do before that month and bring in momentum and start cultivating leaders and push that momentum into the 5-week, explosive for you if you do your part. Put your head down now. Go to work. Find and identify the end palm. Find and identify the influencers you want to develop, right? And be able to push those in so we can run hard in the 5-week month and get you double and triple promoted. We had somebody go from vice president to executive vice president. That's doing $100,000 in value to doing well over $500,000 in value in 1 month, in one 5-week month. But he put his head down. He went to work the month prior to find the leaders and cultivate and put all that momentum into that 5-week month. So I pray that this helped you guys tonight, that we was able to bring value to you. And I mean, you heard a great job from Billy, always killing the game, a lot of experience, done phenomenal things in the industry. He opened up the call, did a phenomenal job. Gerardo came in. I mean, that guy's made well over $1 million online and told you some great tips. And I was able to come in and break this stuff down to show you that we got to play big. You can't play small. You can't play with this thing. You got to play big. You got to ask yourself, am I doing enough? Did I do enough today? Right? I remember when I was building it part-time 3-4 hours a day, but I was pushing myself to the limit those 3-4 hours and we was getting massive results. How was it that I was doing 3-4 hours a day, getting more results than somebody that was full-time? Because I know how to manage my time and then get the most out of every hour that I can to maximize my business. And you can do the same. You just got to push yourself because I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it. But you got to do the work. You got to become the right person you need to become. You got to read the books. But more importantly, you have to take the action because I'm telling you, it's worth every sweat equity. It's worth every no. It's worth every rejection. It's worth people telling you that it's not going to work. It's worth people telling you that you need to get a real job. You know how many people told me that, right? Now they're reaching out to me to join my organization. So keep pushing. Let's make it happen. Let's close this month out strong. It's Tuesday. We got all the way to Saturday to get people promoted. Look in your organization, see who don't got their 5. If you don't have your 5, let's get that done. If you haven't hit filtering, let's get that done. If you got people on your team that you enrolled that haven't hit filtering and got their 5, that should be your focal point to close this month out strong, to carry those new people into the 5-week, in the 4-week month, cultivate them. 5-week, you're running. We got people on this call that's going to hit vice president in the 5-week month if they start working now. So we appreciate everybody time for jumping on. We're excited. This recording is going to be available shortly, and we'll see you guys at the top every Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to be here on this webinar channel, delivering the goods and bringing you training to get your people plugged in to go to the next level. Good night, everyone. God bless.